that is what I request.
Second supplementary, Mani Jha ji.
शुक्रिया उप सभापति जी। जब मैंने कहा था कि ये रिपोर्ट्स आपके पास थी, एडवाइजरी थी, तो इन्होंने कहा कि आपके प्रश्न में ही आपका जवाब है। वो मैं एक विडंबना का जिक्र कर रहा था। इट वाज अ स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड ऑन आयरनी, an unfortunate irony, not a plain statement. Having said that, thoda background mein sir. Having said that, I'm also aware, like all of you, my friends here, that the duopoly, this Airbus, Boeing, we are aware at the global scale. Let's not get into that. What is important? The in-house mechanism, nearly 50% of sanctioned posts in DGCA are vacant. Doesn't it affect DGCA's capacity? Particularly, I repeat, particularly when during the search, during the investigation, many newspapers reported this, that why such anomalies, ऐसी विसंगतियां तब क्यों बाहर आती हैं जब एक बड़ा हादसा गुजरता है, हादसा हो बैठता है और फिर उसके बाद हम जागने की कोशिश करते हैं. Vacancies and sanctions.
Sir, like I've said, the vacancies have been created because it was a request from the ministry. Now, with the growth that we have seen in civil aviation, we wanted more people within the DGCA. And these posts have been posts have been created in the last 2 years only. And the process, right, it's not that when you say that why are they vacant, it is not that we have stopped from recruiting. Right from the day they were created, we have started the process. It is a continuous process. It has to go through various cycles of recruitment also. And the only thing that I wanted to mention so that everyone knows a little bit about what is happening in this recruitment is that this is a very specific pool of people that we are trying to recruit. It is not that we have extensive pool of people. These are subject matter experts, especially in aviation. We are trying to pick up senior people that we are trying to pick up and who have a demand internationally and in other wings also. And we have a lot of people coming in from Air Force and they have their own preferences also. So there is a limited pool that we are trying to work with, and we have done every single, in fact, we have put in more effort to do this. That is why I have also mentioned that in the last year, 103 posts which have been recruited was the highest ever. Because we wanted to speed up the process, we wanted to ensure that DGCA, the posts that are created is well equipped and it is full of people that have to be recruited and no vacancies. It is an ongoing process. This year we are committed to take in 190 more, and also in the future all the posts are being worked out in such a way that no vacancies, the situation of no vacancies does not arise.
First supplementary, Mani Sanjay Singh, not present. Mani Sri Raghav Chadha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, India's civil aviation sector is booming, no doubt. But it appears that the regulator, the DGCA, which is the backbone of the sector, is cracking up under pressure. I say this because it is understaffed, it is underfunded, and it lacks autonomy. Sir, Parliamentary Standing Committee की रिपोर्ट बताती है कि वर्ष 2024 में टेक्निकल पोस्ट में ओवरऑल वैकेंसीज की बात नहीं कर रहा, DGCA के अंदर टेक्निकल पोस्ट में 55% की वैकेंसी है. टेक्निकल पोस्ट का काम क्या होता है सर? एयर सेफ्टी इंस्पेक्शन, पैसेंजर सेफ्टी, पायलट लाइसेंसिंग, एयरक्राफ्ट मेंटेनेंस और एयर वर्दीनेस. सर ये शॉर्टेज नहीं, ये क्राइसिस है. और मुझे लगता है सर देयर इज नो, थैंक यू सर. सर सवाल पे आ रहा हूं, दैट देयर इज नो मार्जिन ऑफ एरर इन द स्काईज. तो मेरा माननीय मंत्री जी से सर आपके माध्यम से सवाल है कि हम एक DGCA को सेबी जो एक फाइनेंशियल मार्केट का इंडिपेंडेंट रेगुलेटर है और ट्राई जो टेलीकॉम सेक्टर का एक इंडिपेंडेंट रेगुलेटर है, ऐसा ही एक ऑटोनॉमस स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी में क्यों नहीं तब्दील करते? और दूसरा टेक्निकल पोस्ट की वैकेंसी कब तक भरी जाएगी?
प्लीज, थैंक यू.
Sir, I have to place on record that the DGCA is not under any kind of pressure. It is operating with utmost seriousness, professionalism, and all the requirements that are there that actually strengthens it according to the International Civil Aviation Protocol. At this moment that you're seeing, I've already explained it in a couple of questions also, the situation is that the posts were just recently created. And like you said, when it comes to the technical posts, you need that right technical capabilities people only to be sitting in those posts. And when you look at that kind of experience, that kind of situation, then obviously the pool which is limited makes it much more difficult to engage these people. And these are people who are who are having to regulate the safety, which is the prime most importance. The whole fundamental pillar for the growth of our civil aviation sector has been the safety and security of the people and the operations. So keeping that intact, the process itself has so much technical this thing that it gets little difficult, but we have been trying with the UPSC and other people also to engage the right people so that the timelines which takes for it to engage these people gets reduced. And Honorable Member has also talked about the budget. We have seen in the last 1 year also the 10% increase in the budget is there, and accordingly whenever required, definitely your suggestions have been noted, and whatever best can be done to assist DGCA to be more powerful and more engaging in terms of ensuring the safety, we will be doing it from our side.
Mania Priyanka ji.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairman, sir. Sir, there comes a moment in time, when we keep our politics aside, and this particular air crash gave us that moment for even civil aviation to understand the challenges and the loopholes that exist. So my question is very specific, which I've written to the Honorable Minister about, that he told us to be patient with the final report. We were absolutely patient with the interim report too. But why is it that the report was released to the Indian people at 2 a.m. in the morning and there was no briefing done with regards to the AAIB report? Sir, just 1 second, a question related to the same thing. Pilots have raised their concern that there is no aviation expert who is sitting on that AAIB panel. Why is that so? If Honorable Minister could address that, I'd be grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sir, I'll address the second part first, where it says that no aviation experts have been there. It is not true. There are two subject matter experts in terms of pilots who have been engaged within the investigation team, and likewise other engineers and all from the industry also have been engaged, and International Civil Aviation Organization observer also from the UN, where a lot of articles were there that he was rejected and all. So baseless articles have come up at the time, but everyone who was supposed to be in the investigation team, they have all been there. In fact, pilots have also been there. So that addresses the second part. And also regarding the report releasing, it was entirely up to the AIB. It was up to the AIB to finish the report and to release the report. And it's not that when they finished, then they uploaded it. It is according to their this thing. I don't think there was very specific reason of why it has been released in the night or in the morning. It was the report which was supposed to be released, and it was released at that time.
Dr. John Britas.
Specific shortage of time. So after the Kozhikode air crash, the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AIB, has set up a flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder lab, incurring a cost of 879 lakhs. Is it a fact that the investigation, even after that, the investigation is being conducted by AIB lab, or has the Indian government sought any assistance from a foreign country?
Thank you, Manevantri.
Sir, I have mentioned in the answer of the first question that this is the first time the FDR, the CVR has been decoded in the country, and how we have done it and why we are saying that we have done it is exactly because we have started the lab which could be able to do it here in India itself. And the matter, the money which was there has been put in to establish this lab.
It's now,
and because of the lab itself, we were able to do it in the country.
The House stands
in-house.
The House stands adjourned to meet at 2 p.m. lunch.
democracy is never of a kind where the same party will ever come to power. We have seen in our lifetime the change takes place at the state level, at panchayat level, at municipal level. That's a democratic process. But one thing is for sure, there has to be continuity of development, continuity of our civilizational ethos, and that comes only from one aspect. We must respect democratic culture. India is perhaps the only country in the world that has structured democracy at all levels. Constitutionally structured, understand my word. Before 30 years, we had constitutional democracy only in the state legislature and parliament. But now we have constitutional democracy at the village level, at Panchayat Samiti level, at district level, by State Election Commission, which is as powerful and a constitutional body like Central Election Commission.
प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी, मिशन इंद्रधनुष, विद्यालयों में निशुल्क आहार, भारत एनीमिया मुक्त हो रहा है। 3 करोड़ से अधिक गर्भवती लाभकारी योजनाओं से लाभान्वित, मातृ सुरक्षा योजनाएं सुनियोजित, सरल स्वास्थ्य परामर्श सेवाएं कह रही, जन जन को आयुष्मान भव। विश्व स्तरीय उपचार व सस्ती औषधि देश भर में, विकास का अमृत काल मना रहा भारत। स्वस्थ होंगे सब, तभी होगा स्वस्थ भारत। श्री नरेंद्र मोदी का संकल्प, स्वस्थ निरोगी भारत।
विकसित भारत का अमृत काल।
Namaskar. Hello and welcome to the special broadcast on Sunset TV. I am Namrata Singh. The nation is what the citizens are. The citizen is the unit of the nation. Rabindranath Tagore's words remind us that a strong nation is built by strong citizens. While we often talk about our rights as citizens, it's equally important to remember our duties, the actions that bind us to the values of our constitution and the well-being of our society. In this show, we take a closer look at the fundamental duties, when and why they were added to our constitution, what they mean for each of us, and how they help build a more united and responsible India.
Citizens of India, we proudly enjoy a range of rights granted by our Constitution. But with these rights come responsibilities, our fundamental duties that guide us in shaping a just and united nation. These duties are not mere words in a book. They are a moral compass, reminding every Indian of the role we must play in building a better society. From respecting our national symbols to protecting public property, from promoting harmony to preserving our rich heritage, these duties reflect the values that lie at the heart of our democracy. When the Constitution of India was adopted in 1950, it guaranteed fundamental rights, but it did not mention fundamental duties. Back then, the focus was on ensuring justice, liberty, and equality in a newly independent nation. But over time, it became clear citizens too had a role to play. To balance rights with responsibilities, fundamental duties were later added, reminding every citizen of their duty to uphold the nation's ideals, contribute to society, and stand by fellow citizens. In 1976, a landmark change was made to the Indian Constitution. Fundamental duties were introduced for the very first time, through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment. To guide this process, the then Government of India appointed Sardar Swarn Singh Committee, tasked with recommending how these duties could be integrated into the Constitution. The committee observed that in addition to the enjoyment of rights, the citizens should also perform certain duties. It recommended the addition of a new chapter in the Constitution, listing 8 fundamental duties for Indian citizens. The central government accepted this proposal and went a step further. Through the 42nd Amendment, a new section Part 4A was added to the Constitution. This section consists of a single article, Article 51A, which lays down 10 fundamental duties, not just 8 as initially recommended. While these duties were partially inspired by the Constitution of the former USSR, their spirit is deeply rooted in India's culture, heritage, and timeless values. The concept of dharma or duty has always held a place of deep significance. In ancient India, performing one's duty was seen as a core virtue, a reflection of character. Our spiritual texts, like the Bhagavad Gita and the Ramayana, have long taught us that duty comes before entitlement. Rights and duties are two sides of the same coin. For every right we claim, there is a duty we must fulfill. When duties are performed sincerely, rights follow naturally. Mahatma Gandhi echoed this timeless idea when he said, "The true source of rights is duty. If we all discharge our duties, rights will not be far to seek." Highlighting the importance of fundamental duties, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has often said that rights and duties together shape responsible citizenship. It's time we honor our duties, protect our sovereignty, uphold unity, and put the nation first.
Time for us to fully commit to our fundamental duties, protecting national sovereignty, fostering unity, prioritizing national interests, and safeguarding our environment. We must always put our nation first. We need to be on guard as never before. These commitments are crucial for achieving our vision of Viksit Bharat at 2047, a nation that exemplifies progress and inclusion.
Originally, the Constitution listed 10 fundamental duties, but in 2002, the 86th Amendment added an 11th, making it the duty of parents and guardians to ensure education for children aged 6 to 14. These responsibilities serve as a moral code for every Indian citizen. They are as follows. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement, and who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child or, as the case may be, warred between the age of 6 and 14 years.
Even decades later, awareness of fundamental duties remained low. To change this, the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government set up the Justice J.S. Verma Committee in 1998 with an aim to suggest practical ways to instill these duties in citizens, especially through education and early civic awareness.
The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002 is especially significant for its dual focus. It introduced Article 21A, granting children aged 6 to 14 the fundamental right to free and compulsory education. At the same time, it added Article 51A-K, making it the duty of every parent or guardian to ensure that this education is provided. The education-related fundamental duty was introduced to complement the right to education, placing emphasis on parental responsibility. While the RTE Act made education a legal right for children, this fundamental duty created a moral and legal obligation for parents and guardians to ensure their children receive it. Recognizing that education is the foundation of social and economic progress, this duty encourages citizens to actively contribute to nation building by empowering the next generation. By making it a duty to educate children, the law also supports enrollment, retention, and access to quality education, ensuring no child is left behind. The inclusion of education as a fundamental duty made a national impact, raising awareness about the rights and responsibilities tied to children's education. It played a key role in boosting school enrollment and reducing dropout rates, especially in marginalized and rural communities. There is no specific way to enforce these duties, and there are few legal penalties for violating them. However, these duties are important for several reasons. The fundamental duties encompass both moral and civic obligations. They include responsibilities such as cherishing the noble ideals of the freedom struggle, under Article 51A-B, a moral duty and respecting the Constitution, national flag, and national anthem under Article 51A, a civic duty. The fundamental duties are derived from values deeply embedded in Indian tradition, mythology, religions, and practices. For example, the duty to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women has been rooted in the Indian tradition for ages. Unlike certain fundamental rights that extend to all individuals, including foreigners, the fundamental duties are specially applicable to Indian citizens. Similar to the directive principles of state policy, the fundamental duties are not justiciable. Though fundamental duties are not legally enforceable by rights, they play a crucial role in shaping constitutional values. In 1992, the Supreme Court ruled that in determining the constitutionality of any law, if a court finds that the law in question seeks to give effect to a fundamental duty, it may consider such law to be reasonable in relation to Article 14, equality before law, or Article 19, 6 freedoms, and thus save such law from unconstitutionality. The Supreme Court's Ranganath Mishra judgment 2003 held that fundamental duties should not only be enforced by legal sanctions, but also by social sanctions. In Ames Students Union versus Ames 2001, the court emphasized that fundamental duties